Let's start with the leaf right here. So we have this cube already, so I'm just going to use this one. Okay. I'm just going to delete um, parts. So this side, the bottom, and this one. We're going to delete those faces. And then we already have this, so I'm just going to go select the edge right here. Okay, I'm going to scale those farther apart like so, and then just kind of move it up. All right, we could have done this easily using a plane also and just kind of cut it, but since the cube is right there, all right. So right here, we're already looking at a curved leaf look right off the bat, right? So I'm gonna move this one a little bit higher. So we already see kind of like that, okay? Then what I'll do here is Control R to have a cut in the middle, right? And I can now select my points. And if I'm looking at the top right here, this is probably where I would want to move my points so that kind of making it like a leaf. And you probably want those to be as natural as uneven as you can. All right. So here we go. All right. And we're probably going to grab those, and then we're going to move it down like so. All right. And I think that would work. Okay. Uh, okay, so how do we kind of manipulate this? And then, so here's the trick. Right here, you better fix this now, like put whatever color you want or a texture of a leaf because we're going to duplicate this. You don't want to be doing your coloring and texturing when you have 10,000 of these. Okay, so it starts right here, right? But for our purpose, you know how to manipulate your texture. So for our purpose here, we're just going to do just a simple green, okay? That would work, right? I mean, you can put your leaf texture if you want, okay? And yeah, definitely we can do that. And we can even make it subsurface color here so it becomes, a little bit more transparent. Okay, we're going fancy fancy. And some leaf are shiny, some are not so shiny, depending on if they have tiny little hairs, right? But anyway, so let's say that's the one, okay? And then we're going to go to the top right here and hit tab. And let's say we want to create the twig, all right? So for the twig, we can just extrude one part right here. I mean, doesn't have to be centered because we're trying to go as low poly as possible, right? So I'm just going to extrude this, okay? Like so, maybe up to there, and then let's see if I can cheat here. Okay, move the points here a bit. All right. And what you do with this is, oops. I need to put my move tool. You just kind of start duplicating, okay? So, and you want it a single piece if you want it. You can make them multiple pieces. So at the top here, I'm going to duplicate, rotate, scale. I want to soften that a little bit. All right, and then here, you're going to be connecting them all in one kind of spot. So they're all kind of connected right there. Okay. So I'm going to duplicate this, scale it a bit. And leaf pattern are sometimes there's 5 per cluster, 3 per cluster. You know, God's design is There's patterns to stuff. So some are, I don't know, they're kind of random because this is how I know what type of hickory tree I have. Because they tell you if there's 5 clusters of leaves, it's this type. When there's 3, it's this type. Okay, so there are always kind of variation. Okay, so I'm going to select those 2, duplicate them, rotate them a bit. Okay, probably needs to be the smallest one. All right, you probably get the point here where we're kind of going. Okay, they all get connected by a single kind of branch and twig, and that's what's going to happen. All right, so let me just select this one and extrude that. Okay, and then I'm going to select all these. Control J or object join. It becomes one object. When I go to point mode, I just want to, since it's low poly, I just want them all kind of I don't need to attach them, but because we don't know the distance, right, where you're going to be watching these, so they can just, all right, and guess what's going to happen? This will be duplicated again, rotated, scaled, rotated, position. Until you get so much of these, you can easily create a cluster. That's why it's so important that this thing is low polygon. Yeah, because it'll, trust me, it'll look good from a distance. Okay, so let's say just these 2 right here, then you can just duplicate those, rotate them. You just kind of randomize the thing. Select all of these. Control J, combine. Then you got this cluster. And then all right, so after a while it looks pretty good. It looks like it's kind of growing, all right? And this is when you need individual leaves like this. Yeah, there's also techniques that you can do. There's videos I just saw recently how to make Studio Ghibli's trees in Blender. I mean, that particular 2D anime design, but you can also do, they call them like broccoli type trees, okay? Or pine, you know, we're using primitives. We can go with, let's say, with a cylinder as our base. This is probably too high poly. We're going to go 16. Okay. We can select the top, kind of shrink that a bit, and move it up a bit. Okay. And then from this one, you can just simply extrude scale and go down. Oh, sorry. Right there, and then you can go extrude, scale, extrude, scale, kind of like your fake pine kind of. All right, and then you can go. Nope. here, lower it. Just so that it's not all the same, you know. Okay, so you can, they're cartoony stuff, but normal. So once you color them, texture them, and of course, you don't need to just go down. You can also go. If you want to put a little bit more effort to it, you probably know how to make mushrooms now. It's the same kind of technique. Okay. The other one is using cylinders again. We'll select the top. We'll scale the whole thing. And it's the same thing if you want to kind of do, let's say, palm trees or coconut. It's that kind of modeling. All right, so this one is quite popular with when we're blocking shots and whatnot, because you just do a sphere or metaballs, you know. You go like so, and then you duplicate this. You're making basically clusters. Till you kind of populate it so it's looking like. But this can go super high poly real quick, so I should have made this one a lot low poly for the tree right there. But this is another way to kind of get very stylized trees, but they work for the purpose. And then you can go, of course, the realistic one. You're probably not going to spend time, not unless it's a custom plant. There's add-ons. Okay, that would do it. All right.